You are now listening to Season 1, Episode 7 of FratFluent Podcast. Find us on Patreon, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Disclaimer: this podcast is not for children or younger teens due to sexual content and foul language. Listener discretion advised. Welcome to the Frat.
What's up, guys? I'm your boy Mo.
And I'm Shelton.
And you're listening to the FratFluent Podcast.
Alright, so I myself am very self-aware of everything, my actions, my physical fit, to a point where I get hypochondria about certain stuff, where certain diseases I'm ugh. And on a couple episodes ago we talked about the physicals, and so I am huge hypochondriac about testicular cancer because of that, because I've never gotten one.
Okay.
So just to kind of put a framework of how my mind works, I'm one of the people who has the inner monologue. I don't know if you've heard of that. Do you like
a voice in your head, kind of?
Yeah, do you have that?
Yeah. I feel like it's normal.
Okay, so
to an extent.
So I have a year or two ago I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety, and it varies.
It's pretty common.
Yeah, it is a very, very common one. But my brain moves faster than I could write in school. So in high school, when I finally realized it, I had to I would think out a sentence while I was writing down the first word, and then have to go back and make sure I was writing the first word. So I had four things going on in my head at the same time. I don't write down stuff anymore very often, and that trait hasn't gone away. And I found myself the other day, so when I'm at work and it's slow, I'll be thinking, man, it's pretty quiet, but I won't ever say it because it's a jinx. But I don't even want to think it anymore. So if it's kind of slow, kind of quiet, I'll be like, man, it's pretty quiet, and I've already thought, man, it's pretty quiet. But as the inner monologue is saying it, I'm like, stop.
That's
no
funny. That's so funny.
No more.
I feel like I'll think that too, but I just assume that everyone has thoughts like that, so it doesn't really bother me.
But it's
everyone does it.
It's come from my hand into my head, where I'll be like, man, it's kind of quiet. Stop talking right now.
But imagine,
you don't need to think that.
At least it's not a voice saying, hey, see that guy? Kick him in the face.
True.
You see that pregnant lady? Push her down.
At least it's not compulsive.
Push her down the street. Yeah, I knew a guy like that, and it was not nice. It wasn't good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yikes.
But
yeah, I've been thinking about it all week. Because I work pretty often. And so every time I'm at work, if it's not super busy, I'm like, hey, remember that time where you were like, oh my God, what is this?
That's true.
So, pause. Resume.
Proceed.
So, you got the vaccine
last
week.
All right. Yeah, for the people that tuned in last week, remember I was going in to get the vaccine. And
he's still alive.
Yeah, so that's a good sign. I'm not going to lie, you should expect a couple things. So I got the Moderna one. And one, always give them your, if you're a righty, give them your left arm. If you're a lefty, give them your right arm. It was definitely harder to lift my arm, and it felt like someone punched me 30 times in the same spot, nonstop, just with their knuckles. You get the full wind up and follow through.
Was that because of the vaccine or because you're trying to get ripped?
No. I didn't even go to the gym or anything. Even if I did, there's no way it would have worked out. And by the end of the night, I was exhausted. I didn't even do anything, but I was just. I put my head down. I knocked out almost instantly. It was that quick.
Have you gotten the second shot yet, or is that coming up?
No, I'm getting it on I believe April 14th.
Okay.
So we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll keep you guys posted with that second one.
Keep you guys posted on the second one. We've heard that the second one's a little bit worse.
Yeah, definitely. After getting it, it's not as bad as I thought. At this point, I thought I'd have to start writing my will. Maybe start telling close people I love them and they were there for me the whole time. But
you can't have kids.
Yeah, that wouldn't be as bad right now. It would help me stay celibate.
Yeah.
It would help me save myself from marriage.
What were you saying before? The straight edge? Is that what you were talking about before the...
Oh, yeah. I don't know how the conversation of drugs and alcohol and other temptations was coming up, and I had to disclose that I was also straight edge. So not only am I saving myself...
I've never heard that term before.
Oh, okay. So for people who don't know, you might have heard it, you might not have heard it, the term straight edge. I don't know how it originated too much. I know it was because of the music the way it was back in like the 70s, 80s, it was very... Like, if you think it's drug-oriented now, when people are just talking about weed, like, back then, they were talking about coke, LSD, God knows what else. Yeah, like, that was everything back then. So there was a group of people that came out and just said, yeah, we're not doing any of that.
We're straight edge.
Yeah, they still love... Exactly, that's how the term came out, yeah. So they still loved the music, they were fans of it, but they chose to refrain from any substance use, which is pretty respectable.
Gotcha. I would have thought that, like, straight edge meant that they cut their wrists open and poured cocaine in them or something like that. Because that when you said that was what came to my head first, not the cocaine.
Oh, okay.
But
you mean crazy like drug users? That's what came to your head when you heard that term.
No, I was thinking of self-harm.
Oh, thank God they didn't.
Which is a little messed up, but like that blew up.
Yeah.
Whenever I was going through that phase where like you don't know yourself and all that stuff, so a lot of people did that.
Really?
Funny story about that.
Oh, I hope it's funny.
No, it is. It has nothing to do with it. It was just somebody worded it weird. So we were in my math class, and the teacher was like, "Okay, I need somebody to cut out this like sheet of paper, right? So I need you to cut out because we were doing some kind of project. We had to glue them and all this shit." Mm-hmm. And one of the girls in my class, she goes, "I like to cut," and that was all she said. And we were like,
"Cut what?"
Yeah. We all kind of looked at her really concerned, and she was like, the paper," and I was like. Okay.
Yeah.
We had given her a hard time all that year, though. But that was, I mean, like, we laughed about that for the rest of the class period. It was just, I like to cut.
What?
So. Anyways, where were we? No, for real. Where
Stepping up from suicide. Yeah, that's basically what I thought that vaccine was going to be, suicide. Mm-hmm. But luckily I'm still here, and I'm still talking
still
to
kicking,
you guys.
Still doing good.
Yeah, there you go.
No, nothing else, just the arm thing?
Yeah, also everyone in my family got it, so like, for reference, I'm 24. I have had people in my family, almost 70, take it, and they're fine, so.
1 year. So, Mo was talking about your arm hurting.
Oh, yeah.
I got the tetanus shot one time because I had an accident with a rusty nail. We're not going to go into it.
Yeah,
it's kind of gross.
I had one with a rusty locker, so I know what you mean.
But I had to get a tetanus shot, and 2 days later, couldn't move my arm. But the doctors, I had to go to Memphis because it was like Memphis has really good medical stuff. Really
they should. Half those people are getting hit by bullets. They need a good medical staff down there.
They have a really good medical schools, and there is a children's school that's like. I don't know if it's world renowned, but it's definitely like one of the best in the nation.
What's it called?
Le Bonheur.
No, I've heard of. I have heard of it. I thought you were talking about the abbreviation is CHOPS. It's in Philadelphia.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's really good down there.
No, Le Bonheur, and I had to go there because like it was a really odd injury that happened.
Yeah. And
so they didn't document that I'd gotten my tetanus shot. So I go to get like my 16-year-old shots, whatever age I was at the time. I wasn't 16. I think it was like 14. Whatever age, doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. I went to go get those, like the meningitis, HPV, those shots, and they gave me a tetanus. And then they documented that, but they didn't document the tetanus because it was like, we'll just give you one because we don't have record that you got any.
Yeah.
So then I came back for whatever reason later that year, and I had to get another tetanus shot. I think I had to get the flu shot is what I went to go get.
Oh, wow.
And I got another tetanus shot. So within the span of 365 days, I got 3 tetanus shots. Only the first one made me react with the arm. But it was still like, come on, dude, file your paperwork.
Yeah. That's just, that's not a doctor. I call that guy a quack at that point. You ever heard that term?
No.
A quack? It's pretty much a doctor who doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, that term's been used a lot more now with this whole vaccination thing. Yeah, they're like, you're going to listen to that quack telling you to get vaccinated? He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I think in Arkansas we just call them dumbasses.
Yeah, quack.
Quack.
That guy's a quack.
You guys are a lot more colorful with it, though. I like that. Like your nicknames and stuff.
All I'm saying is if it quacks and it walks like a duck, it's not a mongoose. You ever heard that one before?
I have. No, I don't think with a duck, but yeah.
Oh. Basically, don't trust these so-called quote-unquote doctors. Before you listen to them, you got to hit them with the, so, doctor, show me your degrees. Show me what school you went to. What does that say, DeVry? Do I trust that? I don't know. Did you go online to get that? Did you have to show up in class to get it? I don't know.
What's the difference?
Well, online, you don't really have to do the work. I could just pay someone to do it for me. And look at that, PhD. Would you trust me to operate on you? I don't know.
So moving on from
Okay.
the vaccine.
Okay, I'll leave it. I'll leave it alone.
I was talking with some friends, and I realized something that happened back in Arkansas that definitely doesn't happen around here, and that has to do with food. We were talking about like. So were you there whenever they were talking about Tower ham and pork roll?
Taylor ham. Yeah. It's a huge thing in Jersey.
I've never heard of that.
That's
so
funny.
Then we started talking about different meats, and they were talking about deer, and I was like, deer's pretty good. But there was this thing.
You all right? So for those who don't, all right, for over here for Jersey topics, Taylor ham, pork roll. Again, I've never had either. I can't even have pork, so it doesn't matter to me. But I do know about the argument. It's a huge thing, and people are there talking about it. And Sheldon jumps in, and Sheldon described the cheese dip he had, and So all of us there, and what was it again? It was a what cheese dip?
A mountain lion cheese dip.
See now, everyone, listen to that. Mountain lion cheese dip.
And you know what my manager called it? Cougar queso. And I think it's the greatest thing. I think it's the greatest name.
It's one of those, I would try it.
It was pretty good.
I don't know what to expect.
You couldn't really taste the
mountain lion?
The mountain lion. Okay, so there's a difference between like the chicken you get at the store and like the chicken that you would raise and slaughter on.
I've had both.
Same with like anything, any pig, cow, anything, because if you raise it in a like secluded location,
it's fed better.
Yeah, it's fed better.
And
it doesn't taste as gamey. Like it tastes. I don't want to say colonized or cultural, but like
no, the animal is also under
civilized.
A lot less stress.
Yes.
So I know that before the animal is killed, if it's under a lot of stress, the meat is actually going to taste different.
Yeah.
Apparently, if it's not as stressed, the meat's a lot better. It's better for you and it tastes better. So.
Yeah. So when you put this mountain lion in the cheese dip, it tasted kind of gamey, which anybody who's like had deer that's been hunted knows what that gamey taste I'm talking about is. So it tastes like regular cheese dip with just like a little hint of game. And if you didn't know what was in it, you wouldn't have been able to taste it. But yeah, we had this at a wild game supper where they would come in with all kinds of stuff: deer, bear. They had some boar, which is pork, duck, squirrel, just a bunch of different stuff. But that was like one that really caught us off guard was mountain lion cheese dip. And I thought that was pretty crazy.
And
the more that I think about it this year, or not this year, but like this week, I don't think you could live in the South, like at all. Like I think it's a good thing you live up here.
I feel like if I was born down there, it's different.
But there's so much pork.
Yeah, I figured.
Like a huge thing that I miss so much is like really, really good barbecue. And you can't have that.
Well, if you're barbecuing like beef, that's different.
I miss
beef, chicken,
barbecue. We would make a barbecue chicken and then some really good burgers. So you can have that.
But
I'm talking like
pork
barbecue fries.
No.
So much. I miss that a lot.
It's normal to get a little homesick, you know.
You got some pretty good food here. Like I've never had a pizza like that, but.
Yeah, oh man, over here a lot of people take their pizza really seriously, as dumb as it sounds.
It's really good though.
It's not just, like I gotta show you other spots. We got really good sandwich
spots. Now the
spots.
stuff is opening up. We can start to go look.
There is a spot I want to give this place a shout out. Sad because I forgot their name. It was a little local spot, family business. I'm pretty sure it had a generic name. It was literally called Bagel and Deli, something like that.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was their name. It had the typical green awning, middle of nowhere, North Jersey. It was like in Kinnelon, I believe. That's the town where it was. Owned by an Albanian family. I don't know if you ever met Albanians before.
I don't think so.
Funny people. Great people. I love Albanian people. They're so funny. But these guys, you could tell they were old. You could tell they would take a bullet for you, but you could tell they didn't play games. Like, they love you to death, but they don't play games. Like, if you start, they'll throw you right out of the store. They won't care.
Yeah.
So, but they can make really good food. Like, when I went there, I didn't expect... what I'm going to tell you I had was weird. It was turkey, egg whites, and provolone with like spinach in it, all in a wrap. But when I tell you that I'm saving myself for marriage, as you might all know, but I really thought I gave it up. That's how good that thing was. I was like whoa
all right, so you told me you have a question for me, but before we get to that, I have a bit of a hold my cup moment, but it's not a specific thing.
Okay, I gotta hear it.
Okay, so this is two things, and I'm going to start it off, then I'll get into the story. One,
Yeah.
be true to the bro code. If there is a stall, like if there's a urinal that's at least one urinal away from me, take it.
I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I've been put in situations where there are two normal sized ones, and then there's like the kid one. And I don't like using the kid one because then you gotta back away a little bit. It takes away from it.
Even if there's a barrier, if there's an option to choose the one away, choose the one away. And two, stop being passive aggressive. If you're gonna be aggressive,
I hate passive.
Be aggressive. Okay, now that I've prefaced what I'm angry about, let's get into the story.
That's fair.
So we have, so I'm working, right? And there's a guy he has bad blood with me, but I don't know why. And we're closed. We had just closed. Like I'm running my stuff.
Okay. So it's not a customer.
No.
Okay.
And so I go to the bathroom, and I'm walking, and I chose the kitty one. I chose the little baby one right next to the thing.
No way.
Because he followed me to the bathroom. So I was just like, I'm gonna get to the first urinal, pee, and get out of here as fast as possible.
Okay.
He chooses the one right next to me, so I'm already red flag. And I forgot about this. As I'm walking into the bathroom, I was talking with my dad on the phone about taxes. So I was gonna mute him so that he couldn't hear me peeing in the urinal. So he follows me in, and I can't mute my phone because I can't pull it out around this guy. So he chooses the one right next to me, and he asks me, he goes, "Hey, what are you doing in your department?" I was like, "Oh, I'm cleaning up. We've got some big people coming in tomorrow who are going to check us out."
Yeah.
And so I tell him that I'm cleaning up, and he's like, "Oh, okay." And he won't stop talking. He's peeing while talking, which I've never had pee anxiety, but for the first time in my life, couldn't. And so he's talking, and I just need to get him out of here. So I'm like, "Is there something you need me to do?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, if you could help these guys do this thing over here, then I can send them somewhere else, and we can get this done." But he's super passive-aggressive about it. I'm talking like, when he said it, he was like, "Oh, yeah, if you could do this thing right here, then I can send my people to actually go do something." And I was like, that's not my job. I didn't tell him that, but I was thinking, that's not my job. But I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So then he pees, and he goes, and he's gone. And so then I start to pee, and I finish mine, washing my hands, all that stuff, and I'm talking to my dad. I'm like, "Sorry, that was a guy who could fire me.
Yeah.
I really don't like him." And so then we walk off, and I tell one of the guys that I'm working with, I'm like, "Yo, this guy cornered me. Not only did he corner me, he peed right next to me." And he's busting out laughing.
Yeah,
laughing his ass off.
And for ladies and for younger guys that might listen in that don't know the one of these codes right here, there are 3 things you don't do to a guy when he's at a urinal. All right, you don't touch him. Mm-hmm. You don't make eye contact with him. Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna say you don't talk to him, but you try to keep the conversation to a minimum. Just finish your business, then talk. It's no big deal. But those are 3 rules that you gotta follow. This guy broke every single one of those rules. Mm-hmm. No hesitation.
And a 4th one that's not necessarily about like talking to the person. Mm-hmm. If there's a urinal, which
you shouldn't go to the urinal right next to the guy either.
Choose the one farthest away. There should be at least 1 urinal's difference between the 2, unless absolutely necessary.
It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, Arab, Hispanic. Like everyone follows that. There's unwritten rules. I've never seen anyone break those rules.
Except for at a halftime show at a football game. I've seen it there, but like the whole bathroom is filled with people.
Yeah, that's different. There's no dodging. Yeah, but
it was just us 2 in this bathroom.
At an average day, yeah, you don't break those rules.
And you wait. Like if you have to, you wait for the person at the urinal to get off. Like,
literally, it's that simple. Okay, so this isn't really my question to you, but this is one of my buddies who he listens in. This question is for both of us, but I wanted to see where you went on first because I just want to see where you're gonna get on this. So, all right, this is later on down the road. You're married. You walk in, and your wife is with another guy. Ooh. What do you do?
I've thought about this before.
And what happened? What do you do here?
I walk in. Okay, so obviously I'm livid. Like my hands are shaking. I'm so angry.
Yeah.
But I walk in. I don't beat the guy up because whatever. It was obviously consensual. Unless she's like screaming. Is it consensual? Like
yeah.
Okay, so it is consensual.
We're not gonna touch.
She's enjoying it.
Okay.
I say sorry for interrupting, and I step out, and everything that belongs to her that's not in that room, I throw out of the house. If then like the house is under my name. If it's under hers, then I start packing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so either way, I'm not interrupting. I'll let them finish. And I'm getting whoever's respective stuff that doesn't belong in that house legally on the contract, throwing it out on the front lawn. If it's mine, packing it up in bags and getting ready to go. If it's hers, everything, not even packing it up, just throwing it. Whatever breaks. Like, I mean, she broke my heart, so I'll break her vase. Like,
dude, you're a better man than me. The first thing I try not to do is you try not to combust into flames.
I mean, you definitely have to take a second and just go.
That's I wouldn't be able to get to that step. I'd skip over that step. The guy would be history. He'd help my roses bloom in the backyard, if you get my drift.
Yeah.
So that's step one. Step two, I didn't ask about the scenario. Like, do we have kids or no kids? If we have kids, I sit the kids down later, and they're gonna be questioning why their mom isn't around. It's been a couple days. Where'd she go? And that's when you hit them with the sorry. She didn't love the family. She left.
Whoa.
I don't know where she went.
You're gonna cause your kids a lot of trauma.
No, they won't know what happened.
It's still gonna cause separation anxiety.
Nah, the mom shouldn't have left. She should have loved her family and not left.
But you kicked her out.
I didn't do that. I didn't say I kicked her out.
But they're still gonna be like, she up and left. My brother, his mom did this, and one of my
she would be.
He did this, and
she would leave, but not just the town.
And he's had issues because of it. Like, I don't think he listens, but if he does, like, just he has problems, and he got really attached to his older brother. And whenever I came into the picture, he was, the older brother was closer to my age, so we hung out. And there was a night where he, like, lost his mind on me, and, like, there was some issues, and I'm not gonna go into it, but it was so severe. It was close to when I moved, so, like, we'd been dealing with it. I've been in this kid's life since I was, like, 11, 12. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'd been in his life for seven.
What's the age difference?
Years. 4 years.
4. Okay.
Yeah. So, shit. So this night, stuff hits the fucking fan. We're about to go to sleep. Mm-hmm. We start arguing, and I take it to the next level. And I'm like, I say some stuff, but I didn't say it to him. I said some stuff. I gave him a scenario. I was like, you would just be happier if I was, and like that. Like, I was talking about, like, me just basically being gone.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I would. And this was when I was dealing with my anxiety, didn't know what it was, thought it was depression, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't talk to him for like 2 weeks. Like, he has issues and this is all stemming from because his mom just up and left. Like, you have to explain it, or otherwise your kids are going to have issues. And if they don't get therapy, if you put your kids in therapy and told them, oh, your mom just left, then whatever.
So basically what you're saying is I have to sit them down and be like, listen, your mom was kind of a whore. She cheated on me and didn't think so about you guys.
Maybe not so devastating.
So I had to take her out. I'm not gonna specify out of the town, out of the state, out of the life. I don't know. I don't know these things. This is a hypothetical, obviously.
Yeah, you remember your Uncle Ricky used to make people disappear.
I don't know.
He took your mom on a little field trip.
Voluntary. She volunteered to go,
yeah,
but
it was completely consensual.
Sounds about right. But basically, that's it's not just what I would do. That's just what should be the norm. Like, even if you went to court and later on you look at the jury and it's just like, I was a good father, husband. Mm-hmm. I didn't cheat on my wife. I take care of my kids. I come home. I go back and forth to work to make sure they all have food. They all have clothes. They all have a roof over their heads. And I came back to her getting mayonnaise spread all over her face. And I was supposed to take that lightly? And automatically right there, the case should be dismissed. The lawyer on the opposite side of you should just lose his license.
Oh, yeah.
And every juror who didn't say that I was innocent should also be brought to court afterwards.
That seems a little...
seems pretty fair.
Seems pretty expensive for taxpayers, if I'm being honest.
Oh, so basically you're saying... Then we agree. You shouldn't even go to court. You should just get away with it. I agree, because then why even waste taxes on that?
I don't think you should kill the guy.
I didn't... No, he has to go.
No, I think you...
Dude, a guy going after a married woman with children?
I think you should be able to assault him, but like leave...
But it's not your choice how far the assault goes.
Leave his face knowing, so that everybody else will know for the rest of his life that he was with a married woman. But don't kill him, because it's going to be a lot more embarrassing for him to live with that.
I'm not saying kill. I'm saying
maybe he should be a registered sex offender.
But she's of age.
Yeah, but she's married. So maybe she should be a registered sex offender.
No, not. I don't think that's what would happen. I feel like
maybe we should just deport them, banish them to their own island, like they did. What was his name? It wasn't Caesar. Caesar got killed. Napoleon. Just banish him to his own island for the rest of his life. Can't talk to anybody. Don't banish them together because they love each other.
Can I visit them on the island?
You have to be patted down. No weapons.
You don't need a
Only
weapon.
these guns.
You don't need a weapon.
Okay.
A coconut would do.
We're gonna move on. We've got a couple frat chat responses.
Oh, I'm excited. You guys finally wanted some answers.
All right. So, but they're from Arkansas.
Okay.
And it says, after high school, I started experimenting with psychedelics. And my first time doing shrooms, my cat's face morphed into Steve Buscemi. My second time doing mushrooms, I ate a full quarter ounce. That's 7 grams.
It's not good for
I had previously had 2.
Yeah, that 2. Okay, so I don't know much. I've never done them. But for people listening at home, I know that 1 to 2 to even like 2.5 grams is good for one person, one sitting, especially a beginner. Mm-hmm. To push it up to 7 grams
on the second time.
Yeah, for one person, and you're still a beginner, like you're a novice basically. It's definitely gonna be an experience.
So they continue to write, I completely devolved into a caveman. I had no control of my body. I was just letting it do what it wanted. Full Oonga Boonga mode.
Oonga Boonga mode.
I felt the presence of 2 beings just observing me. I then experienced partial ego death. Do you know what that is? Ego death?
You just think badly about yourself.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's what I would assume it was.
Oh, okay. So what I do on a daily basis.
That's just the anxiety.
But when I woke up, I felt incredible. About an hour after I woke up, my buddy texted me and told me I tried to eat a box of matches. So that was kind of funny to find out.
Box of matches.
And then they said to us, I'm impressed by y'all's synergy. You interact very well. Insanely good content. Y'all keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, well, you know what?
Hells yeah.
And you know he definitely wrote that when he was sober, so that wasn't the shrooms talking right there, but... And that is pretty sick. I have a lot of buddies who are interested in dabbling with shrooms.
I think this is the same person, but they wrote again, and I'll let you read this one. I'll let you read this one. That sounded very rude.
All right. This same dude writes, again, it's from Arkansas. Mm-hmm. Not super crazy, but me and a buddy were walking to another friend's house at 2 a.m. for a smoke session. I like where this is going. Relaxing, chill.
Chilling.
Well, let's see what happens.
After doing 7 grams of mushrooms.
Oh, it's the same day?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, dude, what?
I mean, write in and tell us, was it the same day?
Yeah. So they're walking 2 a.m., buddy's house, smoke session. Mm-hmm. I had an eighth of weed in my bag, and we were walking on the highway. So cops passing us was really likely. All right, for those who don't know, an eighth of weed is 3.5 grams.
And since they're in Arkansas, it is not legal. It is legal for medical use only, not recreational.
Okay.
And it was only legalized for medical like a couple years ago.
Oh, so they're still really new onto it. Yeah, so it's basically not even legal, basically.
Yeah, like and if they can't catch meth heads, like when they're trying to meet their quota, if they can't catch meth heads and speeders, they try to catch as many potheads as they can.
That's, wow. I had also been growing my hair out for about 2 years, so it was fairly long. We were walking peacefully when from behind us we get flashed by some blue lights. 2 cops stopped us. Wow, they really got nothing better to do.
Yeah, I'm telling you. It was probably around March is what I'm guessing, because that's when they're trying to hit their quota.
My God.
From what I've gathered from people getting pulled over in the years that I drove.
That's so trash. We acted cool until they asked to look in my bag. Can they even do that? Like, we're still in America. I would be like, dude, you got a warrant? Why are you searching me? What did I do wrong? I'm just walking.
They don't have to. Like, they could have said that and walked off. But I doubt that these kids knew
their
that
rights.
law. Yeah, their rights.
Okay, that's fine then. Wow.
Cops get away with a lot because we don't know our rights. So read up on those.
Yeah, classic. I obviously gave it to them to... Oh, wow, he did give it. I obviously gave it to them to search, and I kept talking to the cop that wasn't searching my bag. By some miracle, the cop didn't open the part of... Oh, wow. He didn't open the part of the bag with the weed in it, and they let us go on our way. Oh, that's crazy. That's a win for the boys back home right there.
Yes, sir.
as I was talking to the other cop, he told me that he stopped us because my hair was long and so I looked like a stoner. All right, you know what?
Stereotypes.
These cops are like douches. I wish he took their names. I would have instantly threw their names out there and be like, all right.
Ooh, I'm glad he didn't.
Yeah, like, wow. These are not professional police officers right here.
That's
when I tell you that, yeah, they overgeneralize. They categorize this guy before they even knew anything about him. Before they even stopped him, he was already doomed. When I tell you I nearly had a heart attack, I'm not exaggerating. We got to our friend's house safe and smoked and had a good time. Well, at least it had a happy ending. It had a happy ending. And dude, you got really lucky, but I'm happy you did because you shouldn't have even been put in that situation to begin with. But at least it ended nicely.
Did he say anything to us?
No, I just want to know. Did you?
Us? Are you sure? Can you see it?
I already gave y'all a message, y'all. Fuck you. Just right back. Did you finish the 8th? Was it one of those stressful encounters, or did you leave some for the morning? Or the next day?
So that was Frat Chat.
That right there was our Frat Chat segment.
Yes, sir. Keep writing in. We will continue to read them. If you have any questions.
Yeah, literally anything you guys got. Breakup.
Mm-hmm.
Death in the family.
What was it? The great that wizard that you put the thing in? The great whatever. We have one here. The Great Muhammad.
Oh, basically.
Question.
Oh, yeah.
And it's free. It's
Oracle.
Completely free.
Yeah, you guys would be surprised. You know how many times Bill Gates, Bush back in the day, Obama, Trump, these guys all, Biden now, they all hit me up for advice. So if I'm giving it to those guys, I really want to be able to give it to you guys. So that's all I'm saying.
We've got a link tree in our Instagram. Takes you to all of our links. We've got story submissions. It takes you to our website. Everything. So just go check out our Instagram. Give us a follow. Go like and comment on some of our pictures.
And definitely help spread the word.
Yes.
Like, it's good that you guys are definitely opening your minds and getting more educated, but if the rest of the world doesn't, we're still fucked.
Yeah. So we love hearing from you guys. Thank you for listening and all the support. We will be back next week with another episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. We love you. Bye.
Deuces, guys.